Today we will be covering group air travel. We'll not be covering this in quite as much detail as the other topics, but it is important that you be aware of the basics. There are various ways you can arrange group air travel. You can, of course, contact the airline directly. Airlines will typically have a group department with contact information listed on their website. Airline websites will vary as to the amount of information provided online. In the vast majority of cases, you will need to contact the airline directly to do your booking, ask specific questions, and confirm details. You may also go through an air consolidator to book your group air. Make sure the consolidator is a preferred supplier and/or a reputable company. The U.S. Air Consolidators Association is a good resource for reference. In some cases, you may book your group air through a tour wholesaler. Some wholesalers may allow air-only bookings, but others will require you to book a land component with them in addition to the air arrangements. There are some distinct differences between booking group air travel versus individual air travel. Usually, 10 passengers will constitute a group for air travel. The pricing will be different for group travel. You will have a guaranteed fare for your block of seats, whereas if you book individual air travel, the fare may fluctuate unpredictably due to yield management. Although a guaranteed fare is a benefit, it may not be as low as the best published individual fare. Payment policies for groups are also different. You will usually be able to hold a block of seats for a short period of time before the deposit is due, whereas with individual reservations, full payment is generally due in order to confirm the reservation. The deadline for final payment of group space will vary between airlines. Change and cancellation penalties are also different from individual reservations, and they will vary depending on the airline. Name changes are generally allowed for groups, but the rules and restrictions will vary by airline. Seat assignment policies will also vary by airline, and you may or may not receive TC or tour leader credit for a certain number of passengers. There are several questions you should get answered when booking group air. First, you need to confirm the minimum number of passengers required for a group. This is usually 10. Most of the time, all members of the group are required to fly together on the same flights, but sometimes an airline will have a different policy for corporate meetings in which individuals fly from multiple originating cities. Ask about that if you are planning incentive travel or a corporate meeting where passengers live in multiple locations but are flying to the same destination. It's important to be absolutely clear about deposit and final payments, how much and when due. Also, clarify what types of payments are accepted. When discussing pricing, ask if it is a net fare or if it is commissionable. It's very important to make sure you understand any penalties for changes or cancellations. These policies will differ depending on the airline. What happens if the number of passengers falls below 10? Also, find out if any air deviations are allowed, such as a passenger needing to change a return date, and if so, what percentage of the total group is allowed to deviate. Also, ask about name changes. Are they allowed? And if so, when is the deadline for name changes? And is a fee involved? You may want to inquire about TC or tour leader credit, and if it exists, how many passengers do you need to earn it? You will also need to clarify who issues the tickets and when are they issued. Will passengers be able to check in online, or will they need to check in at the airport? Will seats be pre-assigned, and if so, how will it be done, and how far in advance? Here are some important details that you need to remember to include when arranging group air travel. Most of these details also apply to cruise groups and land-based groups as well. First, it's very important to make sure that all names are the exact names as they appear on the government-issued ID that will be used to board the aircraft, and that they are spelled correctly. Airlines will also require birth dates and gender of all passengers. Make sure you get confirmation of these details in writing from your passengers. Also, reconfirm the dates of travel and flight information with the airline or other supplier and with your group. Set up your own payment deadlines in advance of the supplier deadlines to give yourself plenty of time to contact your group members and collect payments. Finally, make sure that all travelers are aware, in writing, of the terms and conditions of the booking. This includes fares, including taxes and fees, payment deadlines, and change and cancellation policies, including name changes. Remember, attention to detail is critical to the success of your group and to your sanity.